In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away."
The empire is bleeding in real time. Everyone thought the Carter brand was untouchable, insulated by power, awards, and a carefully managed silence, until a name surfaces in newly unsealed Epstein-related files, and the numbers start dropping like a public verdict. What was supposed to be an old allegation buried by a withdrawn lawsuit explodes back into circulation as screenshots of vanishing followers spread across Instagram and Threads, and insiders whispered that crisis teams are on overdrive. An intake report referencing the 1990s places Jay-Z in a room tied to a Weinstein assault claim. A December 2024 civil filing alleges he and Diddy targeted a 13-year-old after the 2000 MTV VMAs. He counters with a defamation suit and cites roughly $20 million a year in lost Roc Nation contracts. A leaked recording appears to clear him, yet a sworn declaration doubles down. If the tape exonerates him, why does the backlash accelerate? And why do the follower receipts look eerily familiar? This isn't a scandal fading. It's a machine gaining torque, and the next drop is positioned to hit harder than the last. This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z, the accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she assaulted by both men. The spark that ignites this wave is not a conviction, not an indictment, music, but a document drop. Millions of pages released, and inside that mass, a single intake narrative that places Jay-Z in a room in the mid-1990s during an alleged assault involving Harvey Weinstein. It is not framed as a charge. It is not presented as a court finding. It is simply there, logged, cataloged, attached to a tip submitted years later to federal authorities. But the internet does not treat it as background material. Screenshots circulate within hours. Excerpts are clipped and reposted. Threads reduce the intake summary to a single line. He was present, and presence in this climate is enough. Music industry observers say the timing lands with brutal precision because it arrives while Sean Diddy Combs is already facing racketeering and trafficking charges and waiting for trial. Anyone who once moved in that orbit now finds their names scanned and rescanned as if proximity itself is a confession. That is how a document turns into a detonation. The official posture comes fast. Representatives point out that an intake report is not proof, that it reflects what someone claimed, not what investigators established. But that clarification never trends the way the allegation does. What trends is the image of a room, a date in the 1990s, and the suggestion that a cultural icon is present at the wrong moment. And then older accusations begin resurfacing with fresh velocity. In December 2024, a civil filing alleges that Jay-Z and Diddy targeted a 13-year-old after the 2000 MTV VAS. That lawsuit is withdrawn with prejudice, meaning it cannot be revived. For a moment, that looks like closure. But closure evaporates when a recording surfaces in which the accuser appears to agree that Jay-Z did not commit the act. His attorney tells ABC News. She says in no uncertain terms Mr. Carter did not do this. It sounds music, definitive, until it isn't, because the same accuser files a sworn declaration insisting she stands by her claims and withdrew the case out of fear of intimidation and retaliation. Two narratives now exist at once. The tape that appears to clear him in the statement that reaffirms the allegation. That contradiction is gasoline. His legal team does not retreat. They escalate. A defamation and extortion lawsuit is filed against the accuser and her lawyer, with Jay-Z alleging significant harm to his business and reputation. Music. Reports cite roughly $20 million a year in lost Roc Nation contracts. That number sticks. It reframes the scandal as not just moral exposure, but economic impact. Insiders in the music industry say contract partners get skittish when names appear in the same breath as trafficking investigations. They do not wait for verdicts. They adjust risk. And so the narrative shifts from allegation denied to empire under pressure. So what happens now is this is simply a civil complaint, and in a civil complaint, it goes through the technical legal process. Now the distinction, Jessica, between civil and criminal, of course, is that civil is for monetary damages, right? The system can only reward you with money. There's allegations that this 13-year-old is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, suffered depression, etc., so now you go to fact find. Here's where it bends again. Another lawsuit surfaces, this time from a man named Joseph Manziro, who alleges that he is humiliated and coerced into an intimate situation at a 2015 party connected to King Kamez's 17th birthday. The filing claims that Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and LeBron James witnessed the scene. The response is immediate and surgical. Jay-Z's attorney states that he is not even in Florida at the time, citing publicly verifiable activity in New York tied to title. The Estefan family denies any party at the property between 2012 and 2019. Documentation is promised, but once more the pattern holds. Music, name drop, denial, trending topic. People close to the Carter say they are checking headlines daily to see if their names surface in Diddy's trial. The fear is not accusation. The fear is mention. In this environment, being mentioned is enough to trigger reputational freefall. Music. And while legal teams issue statements and counter filings, a different player steps forward with less restraint. 50 Cent does not wait for courtroom developments. He posts. First, an unflattering caricature of Jay-Z circulates with a caption implying reluctance to share it while sharing it anyway. Then, photos of Jay-Z and Diddy together across decades appear on Instagram, set to Bill Withers, just the two of us, accompanied by the taunt. Friends, till the end, Jay, you still there? It reads like a joke. It lands like a warning. Industry analysts note that 50 Cent is producing a documentary examining Diddy's legal troubles. Now he publicly signals that Jay-Z's appearance in newly declassified records could become content as well. He does not accuse, he insinuates. Music and insinuation amplified by millions of followers travels faster than any legal brief. The rivalry that once played out in lyrics now plays out in real time with scandal as fuel. You say greed. Greed. The money. Yes. Yeah. Or the power. One of the two, I mean. It looks more like power. It's this spell, right, that Jay got. That's why I kind of look at Can I and Damon on them. They the old me, right? They the YouTube me. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying. That this Dame look like the old YouTube me to me 'cause he hurt, bro. That rivalry is not new. Music, it stretches back to the late 1990s when 50 Cent fires off How to Rob and Jay-Z responds and it's hot. For years, it reads as competitive theater, but today competitive energy intersects with legal vulnerability. People in the industry whisper that 50 understands narrative timing better than most. He waits for the document drop. He waits for the lawsuit headlines. Then he posts. Comment sections ignite with speculation that Jay-Z is next. That proximity to Diddy will become permanent stain. And as those posts circulate, older controversies resurface. The 2014 elevator incident at the Met Gala, where security footage shows Solange Knowles physically confronting Jay-Z, re-enters discussion threads. Music, it is framed not as old gossip, but as evidence of unresolved tension. A designer recently suggests the altercation stems from Jay-Z complimenting Rachel Roy's dress. It sounds trivial. It reopens wounds. Meanwhile, the relationship timeline between Beyoncé and Jay-Z is dragged back into public debate. Interviews from years past are re-examined. In 2008, Beyoncé tells 17 that she is 18 when they meet and 19 when they begin dating. In a 2007 conversation with Charlie Rose, Jay-Z appears to suggest they meet a decade earlier, placing her at 16. A photo reportedly taken on the set of Destiny's Child's NoW video is circulated as visual confirmation that they cross paths when she is that age. There is no allegation of wrongdoing attached to that image. Yet the age gap becomes ammunition in comment sections already inflamed by intake reports and civil filings. People write that he got her young. They connect dots that may not connect. But the mood is not cautious. It is accusatory. And here is where the public scoreboard matters. Screenshots claim that Beyoncé drops millions of followers in days. Others insist Jay-Z falls below 1 million. Analytic sites show steady declines over months, not overnight collapses, but the viral images do not reflect slow erosion. They show sudden hemorrhage. The same style of screenshots circulates during Diddy's arrest in 2024. Now they reappear, framed as proof that the public is revoling over Epstein file mentions. No one can pinpoint who first posts them this time. No one confirms their timestamps, yet they spread with authority.